Hello, everybody. Sky here. Yeah, I just want to do a Q&A with some of the GaLAxy fans. Let myself become a little bit better known, and answer any questions you guys have. I see the first one: pancakes or Beaufort. Yeah, I would have to say Beaufort. They're basically the same thing, but they're just Beaufort are like small pancakes with powdered sugar covered in them. First question I see. Having a coaching change is tough. So how are you processing it? Yeah. So last year we had a coaching change towards the end of the year. Honestly, I think I handled it pretty well as the team. It was just towards the end, only with like a few games left, and we had last season was just extremely just tough and because of like how the results were going and everything. So yeah, it was like to have just kind of like the coaching staff, a different coaching staff come in and just how the year went. It wasn't like too difficult to process, especially with only a few games left. What are your goals for the 2021 season? Personally, a goal for me is I just want to get more minutes. I think last year I got a total of like 12 minutes and like four appearances, so it was just like last minute substitutions. I really want to just get more time on the field, and yeah, and then like to add on to that, like I want to also get on like the score sheet and get assists, and those are some of my goals for the 2021 season. East Coast or West Coast? Why? Um, yeah, I know I might get grilled from GaLAxy fans, but I might have to say East Coast. I was born and raised on the East Coast. My family's still living there, and a large majority of my friends are still there. Um, yeah, I love it when I go and visit. Not just on the West Coast at all, but just um, I don't know. It just kind of like feels a little bit more like home. A little add-on. I said I was born and raised on the East Coast. Out yeah. So when I was about 15, I moved over to the Netherlands until I was about 21. So like a large part of my childhood was Florida and then Europe. Thank you so much for taking your time to join us today. I have two questions. Why the number 28? Was it assigned to you or you picked it? It's an easy answer. It was assigned to me. Yeah, I was number 52 with GaLAxy 2. And then then I signed for the first team. And then just one day, number 28 was in my locker. So, who are players you grew up watching and did they have an influence on the way you play today? Yes, so two of my favorite players are Lionel Messi and Eden Hazard. I am a big Chelsea fan, so I loved watching Hazard play, and like I like taking people one on one a large part because of watching him play. Um, yes, some like other players. I love Mesut Ozil. I love Didier Drogba. Those are like some guys that I watch. Now Ozil and I don't really have much in common, but still enjoyed him playing. What was the main team that you supported growing up? That was Chelsea. You could pick a number. Which would it be? Um, yeah, I'm not 100% sure. Um, there's two numbers that might like stick out. Number 11, just because of like positional. So in the academies in the Netherlands, I was always number 11 playing left wing because it was like purely positional. Another number would be 6 because yeah, it's kind of a a silly reason, but I first started playing competitive like soccer when I was 7, and I wanted to be number 7, but that was already taken. And number 8 was taken, so I took the closest number to 6. And when I was in Florida, I played as number 6 during my yeah, like little like youth stunt in Florida. What was your favorite G2 goal and assist? I think mine had to be my favorite goal with G2 was against Sacramento. We had a 1-0 win where I scored the only goal, and I had a nice little combination play with Emil. It was just like a 1-2, one-touch finish. Did Matt Miazga give you any advice on how to be a successful professional? Yes, he did. So I'm not sure if you guys know, but I was on the second team of Vitesse while and like trained pretty frequently with the first team while Matt Miazga was at Vitesse. And yeah, like he definitely like gave me some like tips and stuff like just after like training sessions, like talk to me. I remember when I went on a preseason trip, like I was like chilled in his room sometimes, and we just talk about stuff. And yeah, I definitely think he helped, especially mainly when we were coming back from that preseason. Like I kind of told him like my routine. I think it was like 17 at the time, and he was like, "Oh, dude, if you like want to be professional, you gotta do more." I was like, "All right, shit, man. I thought I was doing all right, but yeah, it was good. Just like a little eye opening to like put a fire under my." You have any pregame superstitions? Not particularly. No. I try to just relax myself and stay calm. Sometimes I like watching other people play. Like just pull up like some of my favorite player like highlights and just be like, oh, he can do that. Like I can go out and do this as well in like an hour or so. Yeah, so I originally was definitely ketchup only kind of guy, and I've transitioned over into mayonnaise. I don't use mayonnaise on my fries here in America. I don't know, like, yeah, it's different. Like, I don't know, like the manufacturer, like they do it differently. I don't like it as much, but when I'm over in Europe, I definitely put mayonnaise on my fries. Have you had any one-on-one conversations with Fanny about what kind of role he sees for you this year? Um, Unfortunately, I have not. So I got into market a little bit after when we like were not allowed to like use the facilities anymore, and yeah, I haven't had a chance to speak with him one-on-one, especially because we're not allowed yet to have any like official like training sessions. So like we will go out with like a group of guys and like the coaches kind of watch, but I haven't had any one-on-one conversations with the new coach, but I expect that will start like just before or shortly after the start of the MLS preseason, which I think is in about 2 weeks. I believe March 1st is the first day. If I were a muffin, what flavor would I be? Oh, I don't know. I've never really thought of that. Yeah, I do not know. So I'm gonna pass on that one. Comparing the Dutch and the American youth academy structure, what are the differences in Vitesse and Young AZ compared to GaLAxy 2? Well, one thing to start off that was like extremely strange to me from GaLAxy 2 was I remember I played a game with the first team while I was under contract with GaLAxy 2, It was in the Leagues Cup against Tijuana, and I needed to sign a loan to the first team because I guess GaLAxy 2 and GaLAxy are seen technically as like different clubs, which was like extremely foreign to me because when I was because I was signed to Vitesse and to AZ, but then I just played for the second team, and that was like that was like super bizarre to me that they were kind of like seen as like two separate teams, especially like the big difference to like USL and MLS. Like there's not really any like promotion. Some other like other differences in like Vitesse or yeah, sorry, like Vitesse AZ and GaLAxy was a little bit like training style. I feel like in like the Netherlands, it was like much more like focused, like technically. Like we did a lot of similar trainings. And it was just like repetition. Like we would just go over like basic stuff, like passing, like keeping like possession, and then like doing like small sided. We would always be like playing and keeping it very simple. I feel like at GaLAxy 2, we were much more like focused on like tactical build up and everything. Who's your dream five-a-side team? You can include yourself. Um, I would put myself in the my dream five, not because I think I'm one of the best five-a-side players in the world, but if it were my dream, I would dream to play alongside four of like my favorite players. I would probably I would put in Lionel Messi and Aiden Hazard, just like right off the bat. And then from there, I think I need a defender. Maybe Carlos Puyol, just a nice like solid, kind of keeping everything intact and everything. And yeah, like I said earlier, Ozil's one of my players, but then I don't know how much defense we're gonna get on that side. You know what? Yeah, that'll just cause it'll just be like yeah, Puyol, Ozil, Hazard, and Messi and I. Favorite beach in Holland, favorite beach in Florida, favorite beach in California. I'll start off with California. Oh God, California has some really nice beaches. I liked, yeah, I have like a toss up a little bit between. I really liked Manhattan Beach, and I also enjoyed Huntington Beach a lot. I thought those were two pretty cool places to go to. Favorite beach in Holland, Castricum, Say. It's the closest one to where I was staying in Zaanstad. Yeah. The only thing is, yeah, beaches in Holland I can only go to like 2 months out of the year and when it's warm enough. And favorite beach in Florida, Ormond Beach. It's where I grew up. Love it there. Who's the funniest player on the team? Hmm. Hmm. It's a good question. Yeah. Maybe this is not 100% accurate, but in my eyes, I mean, I feel like Ethan might be. Me and him are always just yeah, just like having fun and cracking jokes and stuff. And yeah, he's hilarious. He's hilarious. Yeah, so I had at Vitesse, I had a couple, or I had two where I thought that were really helped me out, and it was Joseph Oosting and Sean Lammers were at Vitesse, both on the second team. And at Jong AZ, I had Martin Haar and Danny Lanzat. And yeah, I just feel like they really helped me out, gave me confidence, and like really allowed me to just to go out there and just play. Fave and least fave player you've met so far. I think my favorite has got to be one of my really close friends, Yuri Church. He's a teammate of mine, and that's just because yeah, me and him are extremely close, and him and or his girlfriend and my girlfriend are also like extremely close. So that's probably my favorite player. I'm gonna skip over the least favorite player. Just yeah. Where do you like the ball, to feet or space? I I definitely prefer space. I like being extremely direct. I feel like I'm like fast and strong on the ball. Play me on space, I'll get there, and I just want to score. I like ball at my feet sometimes is good. Just come in and combine. We have players like Sebastian, Jonah, and Cheech who love to do combinations. So like when you're playing with them, that's like a really good option. Um, it's my favorite position to play. Yeah, so I've played like winger and central striker in the yeah like now and in the past, and I do like left wing. I like having like a lot of space for myself out there. The striker's got its benefits for just like getting in front of the goal. I love being in front of the goal. I feel like I score. Like I have just a knack for scoring, so like that's also a nice position. But yeah, if I had to like pick or choose, like I'd just rather be on the field. Like yeah, who's the DJ in the locker room on game days? Um, yeah, who last year? Last year wasn't Sua, but who would it be this? I think Jonah. Jonah likes to play music. He's got some good choices of music, and I think Danny Acosta. Yeah, hopefully on game days. Yeah. Danny unfortunately was not on game days because he was out for the whole year, but because of his injury. But who knows? Maybe he'll become the DJ now that. Is there one thing in your game that you are trying to improve significantly this season? One thing that I want to really improve on this season is probably decision making. Just trying to be like a little bit more calm on the ball. I definitely can like yeah, the difference between like GaLAxy 2 and GaLAxy, like you have a little less time on the ball. Yeah, and there's been like a few times where I just feel like I like rushed a situation when I like expected to have less time, but I did, and that's like the difference of like taking a touch in the box, just like collecting myself and then striking the ball rather than trying to like hit it just a little bit off balance. Yeah, that's one thing. Just a little bit calmer on the ball. Just I think that's coming, and I can see it already kind of developing that I'm in the training so far that I'm staying a little bit calmer on the ball. Have you tried Sebastian Leget's mate? I'm not sure what you mean by that. And I don't really play FIFA. I like to play first-person shooter games. What do I think of my 57 overall rating? You know, it's my first year. Yeah, that's probably what I was expecting. No really comment on that. Who's the best dressed besides yourself on the team? Oh, it used to be Rolf. It used to be Rolf, but now I think Ephra. Ephra's got style. He comes in on game day. He knows what's up. Have you seen the away kit for this season? I have not. I have not seen any kits so far. I hope when we can start using facilities again, then we'll be able to see what they look like. Best dancer besides me, besides me on the team. Probably Jonah. I'm telling you, yeah, Jonah's got he's got moves, he's got style. One thing I miss about Florida, um, hmm, honestly, probably like the biggest thing is just probably like my parents, and my sisters. Um, yeah, just unfortunately they stayed in Florida while I was going to like Europe and out here, so I don't see them too often. But yeah, that's probably the biggest thing I miss about them. No, not too big complaints. I'd get to see them probably like 2 or 3 times a year though. They'll either come to visit me or I'll go see them in the off season. Favorite stadium to play in? Yeah, let's see. Besides our stadium, yeah, I would like Portland had a nice stadium, but they had artificial turf, which was kind of like well down. Yeah, I don't know. It was kind of tough. Like I didn't really get like I feel like the usual atmosphere that I would with like fans around. Plus, we didn't really get to play in like that many stadiums. We played against Seattle, Portland, San Jose, and LAFC. It seemed like. Yeah, again with the muffin. If you could choose the Galaxy team's colors, what would they be? Team color. I would just leave them how they are. I just feel like they're super iconic. You know, Galaxy is one of the longest standing clubs in the MLS and also most successful. I would leave them how they are. Who's the worst singer on the team? Oh, me. I'm a horrible singer. I had my in the MLS's back tournament. We had to do like yeah, like sing in front of the group, and um, yeah, there was like a couple of guys. I think like Dunbar stole the show, but I went up there and oh, it was embarrassing. Something like to forget. Did Rolf sing to you for your birthday? No, unfortunately he didn't. Unfortunately not. Thank you. I hope to yeah get some playing time. We get yeah, that'll be fun. If you get a call up by the U.S. and the Netherlands at the same time, who would who would you pick to represent? Yeah, that's one I've heard for a long time. I haven't been called up to the like U.S. or Dutch teams since like the U20s, so it's not something I've had to worry about for a while. Probably lean a little bit towards the United States. I just feel like it's my home country. I definitely feel like a little bit more American than I do Dutch. Differences in Vitesse and was it compared to Galaxy 2? Um, yeah, so or like the like I just feel like it's a lot of times just style of play with kind of the second team at like Vitesse and AZ. Like I said, it was like much more like technically focused rather than at Galaxy 2. I felt like it's a lot more like tactical. We did a lot of like walkthroughs and stuff like that, going over like certain positioning when Vitesse and AZ didn't really cover tactics. It was kind of like game time decision. You should know generally what you have to do, but mainly it was just like don't lose the ball. So we focused a lot of times on yeah, keeping possession, like passing drills, blah blah blah, things like that. No, I can you do your best imitation? No, I cannot. Unfortunately, I have one. distinct voice, and that, that is, yeah. Sorry. Who gets nutmeg the most during training? Who does? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe Zubac. I feel he's like ball, like just the ball energy, just absolutely just attacks people, blah blah blah. So every now and again, like he's just coming in full steam and just poke it through. And I just want to take a jab at him. So definitely Zubac. Or actually, maybe Nick Depew. He also, I think I nutmeg him like 3 times a week. I had the cookies in the stadium. I have had the cookies in the stadium. They're usually post-game cookies, and yeah, they are very good. We might long ass lines for these cookies. Actually, we might not be talking about the same thing, so maybe not. But we get like carbs, and then there's also like a cookie option after games, just to like fuel up on carbs, and those are pretty good. Who do you think is the best player in training? Hmm. Who's our best player in training? Probably have to give it to Jonah or Seba. I feel like yeah, because like you have like players that like it could be me, it could be the best training. It could be like Dunbar. It could be like John Klinsman. It could be the best player in training. But I think probably just like consistently, I feel like Jonah and Sebastian are just two guys that just like every day you're just like they're going to be solid. What is the biggest prank you've done on your teammate or seen a teammate done on somebody? Um, so when I was at AZ or AZ, we there was like a stunt for like 6 months where we were just pulling pranks on everybody, and it was hilarious. I think one of the best ones that we've done is when my really good friend Yuri Church, um, he was at training, and then 2 guys who were injured and finished early brought in a blow up doll and put his clothes on the blow up doll, and we hung him in the other locker room. So when he had finished showering, he had no idea where his clothes are, and then he walked into the other locker room to see like this like doll just like dressed in his clothes. I thought that was good. I thought that was good. All right. Does the team have a group chat? Yes, we have a group chat. That's how we like communicate like day to day. It's kind of like, oh, hey, tomorrow's training session will be on this field at this time, or et cetera, et cetera. Like if we have like a meeting or whatever. So yeah, we have a group chat to communicate. Call of Duty, Battlefield. Yep, Chicha. He's a first year. Yeah, I should play with Chicha. My best game is Call of Duty. I love playing Call of Duty and Apex Legends. I'm also like a first person shooter. Yeah, I should. I don't know why I haven't. I feel like that'd probably be a good thing to do. Um, so relating to the question, have you talked to Greg Vanny yet? How does he compare to Guillermo? Um, Unfortunately, like I haven't really spoken to him one on one. I've listened to his like when he talks to the group, and I think how does he compare to Guillermo? Like all respect to Guillermo, there was sometimes a little bit of a communication like barrier. Um, it's not like his like English was terrible. I feel like sometimes he would be like explaining a drill, and for like the first like couple minutes, there would be like times where I did not understand what was happening, and I just from listening to like our new coach Vanny, like everything just is pretty much like crystal clear. Who memes the best in the group chat? Um, Yeah, I feel like the Spanish speaking guys are always the guys that are like memeing the best between them. Like last year, like Chicha, Jonah, Pavone, Pipo, they were all just like cracking jokes. Um, yeah, unfortunately, my like Spanish is very mediocre. So when you bring in, how would you say that, like comedy into it, I definitely get lost. But I'm sure they were very good memes. What is something strong about you as a player and something that you're working on as a player? So I would say my strengths are like speed, one-on-one dribbling, and probably the most finishing. I think I finish really well in and around the box. Something that I'm working on. Um, yeah, I feel like I need to get a little bit better, like the defensive like awareness. Probably like just check my shoulders a little bit better when we're like defending against build up to and just because if let's say like the center defensive mid like pops out and then there's like two players in front of me like the right back center defensive mid and they just both have the ball. I think that like I see that as like a danger or a threat, and I want to like step to him and make sure he can't like play any like decisive balls over the top. But sometimes it's a good choice, sometimes it's not. I feel like sometimes I can look over my shoulder and see like, oh, if there's the other fielder or like the winger that's come inside over my right shoulder, just cut that pass off so they don't like penetrate us like centrally. Instead of like stepping to them, they play it, and now like I'm caught in a little bit of no man's land. That's definitely something I want to just like work on. Just kind of like check my shoulders a little bit more. I feel like I do it offensively, but defensively, just um, know my role of when to step, when to not step, and everything. Would I rather score a bicycle kick goal or an outside of the box volley with your weak foot? Um, To me, it doesn't really matter too much as long as like I like score and like yeah, just like help the team try to win. I mean, I guess maybe a bicycle kick would draw a little bit more headlines, but I feel like I would feel a little bit more accomplished hitting like an outside of the box volley with my weak foot because then it's something I'm like, oh, that's something I could like replicate and do more often. So there's like a one-time kind of like fluke bicycle kick, but yeah, either way, it'd be awesome to do either. How big is the skill gap between USL and MLS? Well, I just want to start off by saying I feel like there's a pretty big skill gap in the USL just to start with. Just like teams like Phoenix Rising and stuff. I felt like if you looked at like the top of the table teams and the bottom of the table teams in USL, there was like a very big like skill gap and approach. So if you're talking like top end of USL compared to like MLS, like these are the clubs that are potentially going to expand into the MLS. I don't think it's that huge, but I do think like if you're looking at kind of like some of these like oh god, where some of them like Fresno, Reno, OKC. I do if they would go up and play at teams like Toronto or Chicago or GaLAxy, I feel like it wouldn't really be that close. How did the GaLAxy convince you to come? Okay, so when I was at AZ for 2 years. My first year went really well under Martin Haer, the trainer, and then we got a new trainer, and I just like from day one got like zero playing time, and I did not enjoy it there whatsoever. And like yeah, just during the winter break and right before it started, um, Jovan had come over to see me in the Netherlands, like had a just like a sit down and talk with me and my agent. And yeah, I was really just not enjoying it. So I was like, yo, I want to stay at kind of like a high profile club to try to like break in because I feel like I'm like good enough to do so. And yeah, it was really tempting to go to the States. So that's kind of how they convinced me to do that. I didn't really want to go to the second team. I thought that I like could have stepped in and been first team like my first year, but it ended up working out. So yeah, that's kind of the story how I came to the GaLaxy. Who's a current player on the team who you look up to a lot? Who's the player you talk to the most? Look up to. Yeah, honestly, probably the player I look up to the most is probably Sasha. I feel like he's just like a really big yeah, or just like a great like veteran player. He gives me a lot of stick, but I know mainly it's mostly like kind of like positive criticism. But yeah, the player I talk to the most is probably either Ethan. I also talk to Cheech a lot. Definitely if we're playing on the same team, we're always kind of like talking, working stuff out, and he like Cheech is also very much like giving me pointers and stuff. It's like very useful. Saying, yeah, yeah, that was the answer to that question. Yeah, sorry guys if I'm like rambling a bit too much with some of this stuff. I'm trying to get out information quickly. It's not. Um, One thing I miss about Holland, probably stroopwafels. I love stroopwafels while I was there, and it was something like a, or like hagelslag. There's like two foods that you can't really get in the States. There's definitely a couple things I miss. Marvel or DC? Marvel. I feel like I've watched like a lot more Marvel than I have DC. I also got I'm like was really a big fan of like Iron Man few years back. Tony Stark is really killing it. Disneyland or Disney World? I mean, yeah, Disney World's got what, four parks? It's newer. It's got what is it? The Cinderella's Castle. It's a lot bigger. Yeah, I've been to Disney World probably about like 10 times, and Disneyland I've been to once. And I only went to Disneyland. I didn't even go to California Adventures, so it's probably something I'll have to do. But when's it gonna open? So, but yeah, for right now, I'm just gonna stick with Disney World. Who's my main on Apex? It's, Octane. Octane, I love his bounce pads. He's very mobile, extremely mobile. Get out of sticky situations. A favorite pro gaming team. I used to like Optic Gaming a lot when they were doing like Call of Duty. What's his name? He's Ginger. Is it Scum? Optic Scum? I think who it was. I enjoyed watching him a lot. Right now, probably my favorite pro gamer is iTemps. I think he's hilarious to watch on YouTube. Just his commentary is funny.